Is there a secret or some things you do for the health aspect, longevity?
Reduce your meal portion. To be say that your meal portion should not be more than your feast. You know, sometimes when you want to eat, an event, they will lose their belt and God, and then you will eat until you cannot move. And then people eat and they go, I'm all right.
Your story, where you're coming from, and who you are today. What message do you have for these younger ones?
Okay, so I won't blame anybody that says education is a scam. If you go for a talent show, if you won that show, you could earn $150,000. Meanwhile, if you won a mathematics competition, you earn 50,000 naira. It's easy for somebody to come to a sense and say that education is a scam.
As a medical doctor with years of experience and all you've achieved, what is common for doctors in Nigeria is to jackpot. And I'm wondering why you're still in Nigeria.
Leaving Nigeria doesn't really have an appeal. I think my gifts and my giftings are suited for where I am.
Hi. So I want to thank you for making our time to talk to us. We really appreciate that. I would like to start by letting you introduce yourself to my subscribers and our viewers out there.
Okay, so I think I can say my name is Adebayo. I'm a public health physician. I have the honor and privilege of running an organization called Living Health International, which we started in 2007. I wear many hats, so I think maybe as we discuss further, maybe questions may bring up the different things that I do. And if I want to further introduce myself, I can say, okay, I'm the husband of one wife and the father of 3 children.
Wow, excellent. I know there are much more because I did a little research about you. I can say that your profile is more like a mini encyclopedia and a handout. So I will just, say out what I found. You are the CEO of Living Health International. You are a lecturer with University of Medical Sciences, Ondo State, and you have your content creation, and you do a lot of things. Looking at education, you have, MBBS from Obafemi Awolowo University, and you have a couple of educational qualifications from Harvard Business School and Johns Hopkins University and Hebrew University in Jerusalem. If I describe your profile like a building, I would say that your profile is a monumental piece of architectural excellence. Now, I want to ask, were you born into a rich family that made you to achieve all of these things?
Well, with credit to my parents, I was born to the family of civil servants, so I don't think we could qualify to be said to have been rich. My dad was a civil servant, but somebody that I'm really proud of. It was someone that placed premium on education. So before my father built a house, before he could afford to build a house, he made sure he sent all of us to school. I had the privilege of going to, we say there are only 2 universities in the world. I don't know what. Another is. So I had the privilege of going to Obafemi Awolowo University. One of my other siblings went to Obafemi University. The others went to private university way back then. So it was really, but he did it, and he did it from his past. And so I appreciate that he did. It wasn't as if things were rosy. There are times where you wear one pair of shoes, where you wear one pair of clothes, where you couldn't afford. Of course, certainly couldn't afford to travel out or anything as children. We were just there. But education, he sent us to school. So I won't say that I wanted to. My parents were rich. They tried to give us a comfortable life to the best of their ability. We shared meat. We ate neck of chicken, eggs of chicken. But they just tried their best.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. You know, you are kind of a source of inspiration to a lot of younger ones. And what is happening in our society today is younger ones don't really believe that hard work pays. And, most of them are beginning to see education as not being an option, right? And looking at your story, where you're coming from, and who you are today, what message do you have for these younger ones?
Okay, so I won't blame anybody that does not see that sees education is a scam, because that's what a lot of people say. Education
Yeah,
is a
that's
scam.
the popular. Yeah.
Education is a scam, because if you look at it, if you go for a talent show, or
Yeah.
you go to any of these big shows, I won't mention names, you could earn, if you won that show, you could earn $150,000 in prize money. Right? They see the bling, they see the hip hop life. Meanwhile, if you won a mathematics competition,
You really peanuts.
so maybe you earn 50,000 naira. So if you are giving awards of excellence, maybe all student alumni association and things like that, you want to recognize people. You're not going to recognize the academic. You're not going to recognize. So you're going to recognize. So it's easy for somebody to come to a sense and say that education or is a scam. But because that's the person is not taking the long view.
Yeah, I agree.
You are not seeing things in perspective. You are not seeing things right. And I think for me, my own mental shift. If I want to define myself and who I am and all I've become, I don't think I can separate it from my faith.
Exactly.
From my getting to know Jesus and getting to know God, and then seeing that my life was much more than what I would think, that my life should have a greater meaning. That if I go a certain route, if I try to take shortcuts, I will not be all that I want to be. I'm not yet all. You say my series. I think I'm not. I don't see myself yet as having succeeded. I think I'm on the pathway to succeeding. So having said that, I think what these young people need to have is a mental shift, to have the right values. I learned early that we don't choose our future. That what we do is that we choose our values, and then our values will determine our future.
Absolutely.
That if you chose the right values and you work with those values and you stay with those values, I can to a certain degree see where you'll be in the future. But if you chose the wrong values and you want to excel, succeed now, do everything now, you may not get to where you want to be. So life is not a bed of roses. Life is about impact. So I'm happy you. So for me, the most thing that you said is that okay, I'm impacting people. So I hope I am. I pray to do more of that. So I would say to the young person that is there, choose the right values. Somebody said that righteousness exalts. Doing the right things, and consistently doing the right things will yield a harvest. It may take a while, but to yield a harvest with joy and peace of mind.
I agree with you. I agree with you on that. Life is a process, like one thing at a time, and then you grow. So, all of these things, when you look back, how do they make you feel today?
Like I said, I actually don't see myself as having been a success. I don't see myself as a failure.
So far.
I know I've not failed.
Yeah.
I think I'm not a failure.
Yeah.
But I think I can do more. I think I can achieve more. And I'm striving to achieve more. I look back, I say, okay, we've done a few things. Although you wouldn't know you've done them while you are doing them. It's when you now look back, like you said, now when you look back and you say, oh, you founded a company. The company is 17 years, going to be 18 years, going to be 18 years this year. You have staff that you pay every month without fail. You've impacted people. It's when we look at the end of the year and look at for instance, last year in person that I teach, I do many things. One of the things one of the core platform, what I do is I'm a teacher. I impart knowledge. I train. So probably last year we trained maybe 20,000 people.
Wow.
Right? Across various industries, blue chip industries, INGOs, communities, we trained them. We made productions for international organizations. I serve as a consultant so you look back and say, well, okay, maybe you are making a difference. But while you're doing it, I don't feel that way. So we are grateful. And we're looking forward to the future to see that this is what we can do. We can do more. What next? What other areas of impact can we have? So I don't look back too much. So maybe I look forward. I look forward. I know, okay, what can we do? How can we do better? What can we do best and accomplish? Make a difference. Before we spoke, we were asking about why am I still in the country? Why am I not left?
Maybe that's, you can just write on that, because as a medical doctor with years of experience and all you've achieved, what is common for doctors in Nigeria is to japa. And I'm wondering why you're still in Nigeria.
You are not the only one wondering. Even some very, very close people to me are wondering, what are you doing there? Let's get this place, let's do this place. For me, living the country, living Nigeria doesn't really have an appeal. Because I think my gifts and my giftings are suited for where I am. And I'm able to...
Is that from the perspective of being patriotic? Or,
No,
that's what you think?
it's not about being patriotic.
Okay. What's driving it?
Because I'm making an impact here.
Okay.
And I'm
passion for your service.
Yeah, I'm paying my bills. Like you will know, and a lot of people will not know. A lot of people that go abroad chasing the silver lining, some of them end up regretting it for various reasons that I will not take time to start to go into. I would say to people that decide early what you want to do. If you want to leave, quickly leave. So although I look very young, I'm closer to 50 than to 40.
Wow.
So if now I say I want to leave here, to do what? To now go through. Let's look at it practically, from a sense of practical implementation of something.
In Nigeria, would say to go make money. In Canada, doctors are paid well, they earn well. You're going there to make money. That's
my certifications are here. My degree is here. So if I want to take my degree now from Nigeria at my age now and say I want to take it to Canada, it's going to take me another 5, 6, maybe 7 years before I say I can practice medicine.
That's true.
In Canada.
Yeah.
And if I say in Canada now that I want to become a consultant gynecologist, that ship has sailed. Right? So for me, it just doesn't have a draw, because I'm beyond being a physician. I do many things. I'm a management consultant. I have a ministry. I'm an itinerant minister. I teach. I have NGOs that I run. I have community give back things that I run. We have an impact academy that we train people on how to build skills as acquisition. We train people on photography. Because I think that people say that there are no opportunities everywhere.
Yeah.
I think that because Nigeria has so many problems, there are so many opportunities.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Because we have loads and loads of problems. Those problems beg for solutions. That if you solve it for enough people, you will make impact and you will be able to pay your bills.
Exactly.
You will be able to pay your bills. You are telling me that taxation in Canada is maybe 50%.
Of course, yeah.
So it's not just being a matter of patriotism. Yeah, maybe at one time in my younger years.
Passion, and all those things.
Opportunities.
When you derive joy in impacting lives, seeing people succeed, and in line with what you do, even though yes, we do them to pay bills, but ultimately impacting lives is, top notch.
So I'm happy. I'm not someone that has many needs. Maybe let me put it that way. I don't need a lot of resources to be happy. Well, you can only wear one clothes at a time.
I like that.
You can only wear one shoe at a time.
Yeah.
If you are sleeping on 2 beds in one night, people will think you are not okay. Maybe let me sleep 2 to 3 years and then 4. So it's
Are you Mr. Beast friend?
Well, I'm not a political person. That's a strange.
No, that's his line of reasoning.
I just think that you don't need. Well, I'm not as rich as Peter Obi. Peter Obi is a really rich man.
Yeah, he's a billionaire.
He's a billionaire. But I just think that I'm happy where God has placed me. I think God has not made a mistake where He has placed me. I've asked Him, maybe ultimately that's what it comes to. I've asked God, should I live here? If God says to me, Benga, it's time to leave Nigeria and go to Togo, I'll go to Togo. But I believe that wherever God plants you, you prosper. There are people prosper everywhere and anywhere. I don't need to leave Nigeria to prosper. I can prosper in Nigeria. But if God says, let's go to Canada, let's go to US, let's go anywhere, I'll go there, and it will make room for me to go there and prosper there. But I think that He's planted in Nigeria and He's blessing me here.
Absolutely. I like that. So, how does it feel to be your age?
I don't feel my age until I do some things and I realize, whoa, I'm not a kid anymore because I don't feel old. Because I now, it's now that you've asked me again, that I now think that the people that I used to look at are to be very old those days. I'm their age.
Yeah, my brother was actually telling me this thing a couple of days back, and gradually you're getting to that age then, and you're like,
if I started early, I'll be a grandfather. I could be a grandfather if I started my journey. I mean, my own kids who started their own things.
So what are those things you valued so much when you were much younger, and at this time you're like, you realize that they don't really make so much sense?
As a young man, I was worried about who you marry, how you going to. But God has done a blessing for me. It's one of the things I'm really, really grateful for as a human being. I'm married to the first. There's no woman alive or dead that can say I asked her out apart from the person I'm married to.
Wow.
There's nobody. And we got married. She's the only one I've known all my life. And I think that's a blessing.
It is.
It's a blessing not to that. And God has blessed us. So some people, I have 3 kids. My first child is in university. Second child about to enter university.
Wow.
We have a to go. She's in primary school, but that's the story of how powerful women are.
I know.
After we've had 2, I just said, okay, we are done. But to be fair to my wife, in the beginning we said 3. But after we had 2 and everything, I just thought you are done.
Shout out to her.
We are not done. She said, we are not done. We are not done. Okay, so I have our second child is in SS3. Our third child is in primary 4. So that's a gap. So I have to, some things I thought I won't have to be doing again. I have to learn your own work, doing all those kind of stuff. But it's a blessing. So the things that you are worried about, how will you do it? How will you have children? I grew up, when I was a child, I had girls around me that were promiscuous. So I was worried that maybe we have a child and the child is promiscuous. How will you cope with it? But those things are not a fear. And God has blessed me with health. I'm blessed me with youth. So I look and I feel young. I don't feel old.
Is there a secret or some things you do for the health aspect, longevity? Are there things that you like to, on a very high level, share that people should emulate dieting exercise?
I won't say there's anything. Okay, so the things I do are this. I don't eat much, and those are the things I teach people.
Okay.
I believe you are what you eat.
Yeah.
You shouldn't
Absolutely.
You shouldn't eat to stupor. So you shouldn't. Most of when they want to eat, it's like an event. They will lose their belt and but and then you will eat until you cannot move. And the people here, if you eat that, you are eating too much. Right, so I call it this, and so that's what I teach. I teach. We do content and all that. Reduce what you eat. Don't eat until. And I think a fasted life is good. Right, just live fasted. even beyond for religious reasons, for medical reasons. Don't be have a day in a week that maybe you don't eat, right? Reduce reduce your meal portion. So we say that your meal portion should not be more than your feast. If you're eating more than your feast, you are eating too much. So I reduce. And then I think my outlook to life, I don't worry. What I don't have power over, I'm not going to fret over it. If once I don't have power over it, if it's not my, I was hoping that I'm looking for grey hair, but it's not been coming. So, so I refuse to worry. I sleep well. So check my BP, it's normal. Check my blood sugar, it's normal. And just live an active, faster life. And of course, I think it's also, I cannot reduce or remove from my life God.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
my relationship with Christ. I think it's at the center of who I am. So I don't see Christianity as just something that we do.
Yeah.
Just one of those things that you do. One of the greatest testimonies I've had was the day when I was very young, some people came to visit, and my mom said, yes, he's a Christian. So for me, so if people around you cannot say you're a Christian, that your Christianity is or you're just playing games.
Okay. As we begin to wrap up, I just want to ask, what does the future hold for you, Living Health International, just on a very high level?
Yeah, we hope to grow. We've been bootstrapping because I started this from straight out of med school. Wow. I finished med school 2004, did my compulsory after spending almost 10 years in Ife. Ife is a special. So
you can know that. But in everything.
In everything. So I did my NYSC, did my housemanship, and then we just started with nothing. Just started bootstrapping, and then God has helped us. God has opened new doors for us. A lot of our products that we sell are things that people ask. People say, "Can you do this?" Okay, we can do that. Along the way, got trained, became a public health physician, went to University of Jerusalem to get my master's in public health, and I did that magna cum laude. I was one of the very few people on the face of the earth that can say I got a distinction in public health from University of Jerusalem, and I'm grateful. And that's a great school for you. Anybody that wants looking for where to do your master's in public health, that's where you should go. And they give a full scholarship to anyone that is coming from a developing country. You just need to get admitted. If you get admitted, they give you
that's good information out there.
Courtesy of the Pierce Foundation that has been sponsored. I'm a Pierce scholar, so they sponsored. So we did that, got better trained, started to do more products. My forte was now health communication. When it was not, like 2014, before it was popular to start to do content in Pidgin English, health content, I started it. I remember somebody accosted me and said, I can't even, but I think now it's all over the place. We have so many people in that space. It's just that I got distracted doing so many, because I do many things that I could not focus on that. So we function in areas of programming, health interventions, do research. So we're full-fledged health consulting and health promotions company. So we look to, one of the things that we think is important now is to leverage digital technologies. Right? How do we get healthcare more accessible? How do we improve?
So if somebody listening wants to get in touch, how would they reach out to you?
They can reach out to us at our website, livinghealth.com.ng. I'll share with you my handles. They can even reach me on my handles at Dr. Adebayo. That's where I am on Twitter, on Instagram. My daughter taught me how to use TikTok, so I'm also on TikTok. Now, the thing is, I'm not, it's not easy to teach.
I know.
I know new tricks. So when I'm there, and then of course, all our handles also are Living Health NG. And you can call us at 0901 LD. So if you're calling from an international, just put +234 0901 LD. You reach us. Living Health.
Please, if you need any of the services, reach out to them. Okay, as we try to wrap up, we ask personal questions.
Oh, please.
Okay. So the first question I have here is, what's your favorite Nigerian food?
So, if you ask me anything favorite, when I just told you I'm someone that I'm a person with need. I don't have any favorite anything. I just have
favorite.
things I'm comfortable. Maybe the things that are easy to pronounce is my favorite.
Like which one?
I can eat rice.
Rice. Okay.
Rice. But I'm adventurous with food.
Stew.
The jollof rice. It needs to be patty jollof rice.
Oh, okay.
The smoky one.
Oh, yeah.
But because so that somebody says I'm someone that doesn't have faith. Because if you give me jollof rice outside, I'll still have stew. Because so that if it's not nice. It's still on the rice, so it's nice.
People know your preference when it comes to that.
But I like food. I just like variety. It's something like, and I prefer finger foods to food. Because finger foods are easy. Like if meat is too big or something is too big, I can I start cutting. I get bored.
I do that too. So if you're not in Nigeria, which city or country would you like to visit for leisure?
For leisure, okay. I'm actually chasing snow, so I want to go somewhere where there's a lot of snow.
Canada is the place.
I'm chasing snow, but I like to go to different places. I've visited a few countries. One of the pastimes I hope to do when I'm old is to visit. Just visit when I'm older. Okay. Is to visit. I like to go to the Caribbean islands. Yeah. I like to go to Fiji. Wow, I like to just visit. I've visited almost every state in Nigeria. So I like to visit the few states I've not visited are maybe in the northeast. Almost all the states. At least I've gone to all the regions of Nigeria. Several states in all regions of Nigeria. I've gone to all the Niger Delta. So I like to do a little bit of local travel too. But Nigeria is a beautiful country.
Okay, the next one is, who is your role model?
I've had different role models at different phases of my life. And I think God has been grateful to bless me. Some of them, they didn't even know that they were such to me that I had somebody that early in life, then when I first gave my life to Christ in the early mid-90s, 1995, he would always send me Every Day with Jesus by St. Hughes. Every quarter, without fail. He didn't know that I was shaping but I see him as someone that helped shaped my walk with God. While I was in university, there was somebody that I became a leader in the campus fellowship back then. The person that was just a year my senior, but he was a model. He helped and because I was really tough. But I saw that you could be calm, you could be collected, and it helped. I became a campus fellowship, then a leader, led a fellowship of almost 1,000 people for many years, became a leader on OU campus. And I had people that along this, I think at every place in life, God has placed people around me that you could look at, you can learn from, and that's been a blessing.
Excellent. And our final question, you have all the powers in the world to change just one thing. What would that one thing be?
I'll save everybody. Make everybody go to heaven.
Wow. That's powerful.
Just make everybody go to heaven. Yeah. So I think that's the most important thing. Where we are, life is there has to be something after now for it to make sense.
Yeah.
If this is all there is, if this was all there is to life, then there's no reason to be good. Mm-hmm. Because evil people tend to get more mileage. If I was a vicious armed robber just stealing everything, then I can steal everything, get the end to justify them. So there needs to be something after now that makes it make sense. Even if you just think about it from a logical, I know some people still not think about it. But if I could do something to save everybody, make sure that everybody goes to heaven.
Excellent. On this note, Dr. Benga, I want to thank you once again for your time. We really do appreciate that.
Thank you.
Maybe in the nearest future, we'll connect again for more chats.
It's been my pleasure and my honor.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.